Let's jump around the league real quick. We'll do winners and losers. Before we jump into that, there was a couple of Atlanta United related headlines that I don't think we got to on the last show. Georgios Giacomakis transferred to Cruz Azul officially. They got a bag for him. I think it was around $10 million. So that's a good bit of business. Atlanta doesn't seem like they're doing a heck of a lot this year. They just fired their coach. And Giacomakis has been hurt a lot. He's a very good number 9, but he's been injured a lot for them. It
was a great deal.
And that was a really nice bit of business. And then there was also a rumor that apparently Eagle Football Group made a $20 million bid for Thiago Almada. Did you have the specifics on that, or what's going on there?
It's a bid. It's coming from The Athletic. That's where I saw it, at least. So you never know. But Eagle Football Group owns Lyon and another Premier League club, as well as Botafogo, which is famously JP's club, correct? So I think this is the first real offer that Atlanta United have fielded from Thiago Almada. We'll see what happens. But if they are blowing it up, like it seems like Garth is doing, that might be kind of a banger. That might be a great deal.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure that's quite a bit less than what they paid for him.
I thought it was like 17 or something, but I don't know.
Let's look this up real quick because I don't know if they would want to take a loss on that. But the thing is, 20 million might be like fair for what Almada is worth at this point.
Yeah. No, I mean it might be. It's hard to tell with a player like that, and has he broken out? I don't know, and that does seem a little bit under.
I would say it's fair to say that he broke out. Okay, you're right. It's $16 million. So
but still, that's not crazy. Unless they're getting a sell-on fee.
That's enough though where they should take it.
Yeah, and if they get a sell-on fee, they get a percentage. That's even better.
I think mainly it'll just be interesting to see what Atlanta United is doing in the post-Gonzo Pineda era. Like, are they really going to fully blow it up? Or,
I don't know.
Are they going to... They're not, like, completely out of the playoff race this year. All you have to do is get hot, and they could get in. So,
do they think Dax McCarty can do it?
I mean, apparently. Let's do winners and losers real quick, and then we'll call it a day for episode 45. Winners section. Seattle Sounders. I'm putting them in this week.
We did it.
Best comeback of the week and a badly needed victory. And really just the nature of that comeback. I know it's FC Dallas and they shouldn't have been in a situation where they needed to come back like that, but it was an exciting game, and watching them score 3 goals in like 15 minutes, that's something that really hasn't happened much this year. So I'm going to give them some shine for the week for getting an exciting and important dub.
X-Dog off the charts.
X-Dog really was in this game. Charlotte FC beat the Philly Union, which we're going to talk about them again in the loser section. But they have a fun young striker who I've been enjoying watching. Patrick Agyemang. He's like a super draft pick, and he is playing over one of their DP, or he was playing over one of their DP strikers that wasn't producing, and they just let him cook. And he's having a pretty good year for them. He's got like 5 or 6 goals or something. He's been making the most of his opportunity. And Charlotte are not that bad. They are in like 3rd or 4th in the East or something. So Dean Smith, their new head coach, seems like he's doing a pretty good job. And I think you have to give him credit for trusting a young super draft pick to be his starting striker, and he's getting rewarded for that. And then I got the New England Revolution. They beat FC Cincinnati on the road, and they've won 4 straight games. So after what was once a historically bad start for the Revs, they are definitely on the up. They're playing a lot more like the team that I think most of the pundits and the prognosticators thought they would be going into the year. So things are actually going pretty well for Caleb Porter right now. Loser section, I got DC United. They took a 4-1 home loss to the Houston Dynamo.
Tough.
And Benteke took like a really dumb red.
It was a dumb red card
in this game.
I think I texted you when that happened.
Yeah, he was just screaming at the ref in a way after he got a yellow card, which it's like preventable. You know, if you foul somebody like in the heat of it, sometimes like that's it's like a 50-50 situation, but like he got a yellow card and there was nothing else going on, and he just kept yelling.
He
at the
got a
ref
straight red for foul and abusive language. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and DC United just in general not doing too hot. It was a good dub for Houston, and they had their DP Sebastian Ferreira score a hat trick, who has been kind of a bust for them. So that was good for them, but DC's kind of down bad for that. Sporting Kansas City, the club of professional wrestling enthusiasts, I'm sad to report, took a 4-0 L at the Columbus Crew. I mean, Sporting KC is one of the worst teams in the league this year, without a doubt. Both in terms of record and the eye test, and that, it frames Seattle's loss there in an even worse light. But even in that game, like, I felt like they're just like so easy to play through.
Yeah.
Like probably more than any team in the league when I watch them, when they're playing defense, it just seems like the other team is having just an easy ass time getting up and down the field and generating chances.
And they changed formations recently. So for this game, they were just all out of whack too. Like they changed from what they had been playing in the back, and they were just even easier to go through like butter. It's like, I know that he will never ever be fired unless he like. Actually, I don't even think he won't. It won't. He couldn't even commit a crime, and he could commit a crime and they wouldn't fire him. Like seriously, I don't understand what we're doing here, but good for Sporting Kansas City job retention program.
Yeah. Philly Union, another home loss, 2-0 to Charlotte. I just don't know what is going on with this team. Like, I understand that they maybe weren't equipped to reach the heights of when they were one of the best teams in the league a couple years ago and put up a plus 40 some odd goal differential and nearly beat LAFC in MLS Cup. But they're winless in like 8 or something. They're below the playoff line. Noah, they're 1-6-3 at home.
That's awful. That's worse than the Sounders.
That's hard. It's way worse than the Sounders. The Sounders at least have they're 3-1-5, so that's too many draws, but they've at least won more than they've lost. 1-6-3 home record, that is legitimately hard to do in MLS. Like you basically, that's the record that you would have at home if you were actively trying to lose, like throwing games.
Or your San Jose Earthquakes.
Or you're the San Jose Earthquakes, exactly. And it's just not what you would expect from the Philly Union at all. I mean, I remember as recently as when Seattle played there talking about how they never lose at Subaru Park and they have this crazy goal differential when they're playing at home there. And yeah, I don't know. Jim C seems like he has like Peter Vermees tier job security. And I also think that he has shown to be a really good coach. And he also just seems like an awesome guy. Like I really like Jim C.
They've given him nothing to work with.
And that's the thing. I think we talked about this when they were in the loser section last week, but they the Moneyball thing, like, and did you see Kai Wagner's interview where he was basically outwardly saying like this run of results shows that ownership needs to invest more in the team. And that's always it's always kind of funny when you hear a player say something like that, because on one hand, I think everybody's first reaction is to be like, hell yeah, like stick it to ownership. Thanks for speaking for the fans. But also like what he is saying is that like my teammates aren't good enough and I need better teammates for the team to succeed. That's not what he is outwardly saying, but that's what's implied when you say ownership is not investing enough money in the team. Cal Raleigh did this last year, remember?
Yeah.
And he got like chewed out by the Mariners because they were like, Cal, you're basically saying that like your boys who you're teammates with aren't good enough. So like be careful when you say stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a similar situation. And that was a blazing hot interview though. I recommend anyone who hasn't listened to the Kai Wagner clip, go check that one out.
Yeah, there was sell the team chants during the game too. Like no one is happy with this Philadelphia.
There was sell the team at the Philly Union.
Yeah. There was.
Oh, wow.
I linked the tweet in our document. You'll have to watch it after the show.
I didn't even know that. Wow, that's so good. That's a good tidbit.
Yeah, like this is crazy. This is hitting athletics level.
Sell the team.
Yeah. I do have one more loser to add on here, if you'll indulge
me.
me.
Go for it.
The San Jose Earthquakes, 6-2 loss to LAFC at BMO Stadium. Ari, is this team ever going to win? Are they just a joke?
I mean,
also, Kai Kamara, now past Landon Donovan or whatever.
The San Jose Earthquakes beat the Seattle Sounders. But it's, I mean, it's the numbers with the Quakes right now are, I mean, it's pretty crazy how poorly it's going.
Minus 22 GD is crazy.
0.58 points per game.
Oh my God.
Hard to do. 3-14-2 record, 14 L's.
Oof.
51 goals conceded, and like you said, a minus 22 GD. And yet, they actually still have a better home record than the Philly Union do. That's crazy. But they're 1-8-1 on the road, 2-6-1 at home. Yeah, I mean, I think the Quakes are pretty comfortably the worst team in the league right now because New England has course corrected a little bit. It's between San Jose and Sporting Kansas City, the club of professional wrestling enthusiasts.